Hello, welcome to Slavic Therapy number 11. Хуевin. Like this, 10 plus 1, 11, bля. My name is Ivan Ivanovich Ivanov, but you can call me Vanya, because we're friends, you know? Unless you're DEBILs, and get out of here. Actually stay, because that's the whole point of the video. I will be curing the world of DEBILism one balvan at a time. I've done 11 of these videos already, and I don't plan to stop, because so many DEBILs are sending me messages to help them get rid of their DEBILism. It is my mission in my life. I must keep doing it. So if you are DEBIL and you need help, message me here and I will try to include you in next webisode, or maybe on my live stream, which you can watch also on this YouTube channel. Become a member for members only live streams. Subscribe, like, because I am blogger huyoger who does not have a real job and I need your support to survive. Yes, can you believe it? My Slavic parents are so proud. Doctor, lawyer, or failure. I am failure. But thanks to you guys, I am great success. So keep liking and subscribing. Thank you very much. Поехали, let's help some DEBILs. Dear Uncle Vanya, it's a commonly known fact that all Slavic people hate gays. Okay, strong start. Let's see where this goes. But what advice would you have to those who were unfortunate enough to be born Slavic and gay? That is a tough combination. It's like playing life on extreme difficulty mode. If you're Slavic and gay and live in Slavic country, it is like Mario with a lot of turtles. The turtles that explode with spikes that kill Mario.
It's me, Mario!
Anyways, it's hard. My point is, it's hard. How can you navigate relationships with their homophobic Slavic families in the least DEBIL way possible? Should they lie to relatives every time they're asked about grandchildren, confront them with the truth, and damage the relationship forever? Or simply suck it up? No pun intended. Gay! I'm kidding. By the way, disclaimer before I even finish reading email. I know I am Slavic man and we have certain stereotypes. Yes, we are mean to gay people generally in my country. But on this channel I am open to any sexuality, ethnicity, anything. As long as you are not DEBIL. And if you are DEBIL, you are welcome too, because I am here to help you. Let's finish reading message. Or simply suck it up. Dude, you could have chosen a better language. Come on, like literally. Enter a so-called normal marriage, live unhappily, and be forever depressed about it. What could we do that makes life less miserable for everyone involved? Thank you and привет from Tbilisi. Ah yes, Tbilisi is the capital of Georgia. Look at me, I know my geography. Capital of DEBILs would be Tbilisi. That's where everybody who sends me email lives. I relocate them to not Tbilisi. Молодец ли, something like this. Okay, I will give you advice. I have something to say about this, but let me give you a quick disclaimer first. I am giving you this advice as a straight man, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I am not gay.
What it mean gay?
I have a female gender wife. I think you have to specify this in this country, but you get the point. I can't really relate to you, and it is of course a complicated issue, so you know, I don't want to be insensitive, but I will do my best. Also, I am an example. Not all Slavic people hate gays, you know? I might think what they do behind closed doors is a little bit disgusting. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. The point is, I accept you for who you are as long as you are not DEBIL, okay? I don't care where you put your pee-pee as long as in your brain you are not DEBIL. But yes, not all Slavic people hate gays, okay? I know the older generation probably is, like you're talking about your parents, grandparents, I get it. They are very, how do you say this, conservative values and beliefs, right? Society has progressed a lot since their time, so we have to do our best to give them a pass, but I understand where you're coming from. But just like, you know, it's not good to make generalization. Not all Slavic people hate gays, just the ones that makes the law. I'm looking at you, Putin. You know, Subaru was actually banned in Russia. Putin said Subaru is gay. No, Lada only, bля. This is joke, of course, but you know something that is true, you can look this up on the internet. Putin put LGBTQ plus LGTV community on Russia's official list of terrorist organization. Isn't that crazy? I get it, the gays are out there terrorizing them cheeks, but you can't just put them on a list with ISIS. Putin had fun with it probably. He was looking on the list of terrorist organizations and he put them right under Hamas as Hayas. Okay, that was an amazing joke, come on. Good job me, I'm proud of myself. This is why I'm stand-up comedian. Buy tickets to see my stand-up comedy show live. Website, link, whatever. Just get tickets. I am very funny. Okay, enough. Now, for my advice to you. I understand this is hard situation. No pun intended. What would I do if I was in your shoes? You know, maybe one way I can relate is when I was actually telling my parents that I want to drop out of university and do stand-up comedy for living. For me, it was like coming out of the closet. You know, I had to sit them down. I had to be like, Mama, Papa, I want you to be open-minded. I need to tell you something. My father looked at me. He's like, I knew it. You're gay. No, Dad, I just want to follow my dreams and do stand-up comedy and be blogger huyoger for a living. He's like, better if you were gay. You'd make more money, you know? You live in Canada. Basically, what I'm saying is you cannot hide who you are forever. One way or another, your parents will find out.
Are you telling me the man who tried to put a rubber fist in my anus was a homosexual?
It's better if you tell them on your own terms. I mean, this is who you are. At a certain point, you need to accept it yourself. And if your family cannot do the same, it sucks, but it's better that way than hiding it. You can't live your life in someone else's shoes. You know, you did not choose to be gay, you did not choose to be Slavic, but life gave you both, you know, double difficulty mode. So, like true Slavic men, you have to go head first and deal with the suffering. And I think it will help you in the end. Instead of hiding from it, kind of own it. And by this, I mean tell them. And hope that they will accept you, but understand that you cannot do anything to control them.
Fine, no problem.
My point is, do not live a lie for other people. Lying every day would be like me trying to drink whiskey when I know my Slavic soul is only satisfied with vodka. Why would I just do the thing I don't want to do? You know, you will survive, but life becomes miserable and not worth living. Do not destroy your happiness to protect their comfort. You understand what I'm saying? If you being gay and happy and yourself makes them uncomfortable, that is their problem, not yours. However, I understand that you can't just say pashli nahuy because they are your family, and obviously, since you're asking me this question, you care about your family's feelings, and I respect you for that as well. So I'm not saying walk into your babushka's kitchen while she's making olivier and go, hello, I'm gay, give me the olivier. No, first she will beat you with tapachik and then she will have heart attack. You don't want this. You must move slowly and strategically, like gay spetsnaz. It's like a game of chess. You test the water first, see who is more accepting or not, maybe talk about some similar themes.
We drink, we wrestle like a normal. He washed me in a shower.
And get a feeling for the situation. I think the best thing you can actually do is build independence first. Move out, become financially, emotionally, and just generally independent so that no matter what their reaction is, it does not completely ruin your life, you know? Because if you're living in your parents' basement and they decide to kick you out, you're actually But if you're independent, at least it's, you know, it sucks that your parents do not accept you or your family, but what are you going to do? You still have your life and you can move on, no problem. And my final advice about marriage, if you marry a woman or somebody you don't love just to make your family happy, congratulations, now you have ruined 2 lives instead of 1. This is the most advanced form of DEBILism possible. Do not under any circumstances even think about doing this. Love is not something to be played with like this. You only marry a person and spend your life with someone you love and you can stand. So yes, that's my advice. Do your best, be yourself, become independent, find a sensitive, towards your family, sensitive way to tell them the truth. And if they cannot accept you, then it's hard. They come from another generation, but it's unfortunate. Hope that your parents' love for you, their child, is stronger than their fear of, you know, Slavic culture and tradition. In this case, you will be okay. You know, you will both have to adjust to a new reality, but you will be okay. If not, then hopefully you are independent financially and emotionally, and you can move on and just be yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you're living your life as a lie, this is the worst possible thing for everybody. So I do not do this. This is DEBILism. You have to be yourself and you have to find a way to tell your family, and if they do not accept you, then it is what it is. Pizdец, but you move on. So drink some vodka, be yourself, and don't be debil. Next. That was a good one. Thank you for your email. Okay, Slavic culture question. Dear Uncle Vanya, I'm writing to you today to clear up some questions I have about Slavic culture. Culture. Okay, that is why I'm here. What are your questions? Don't be debil cups available on my website. 1. How are American Orthodox Christian converts viewed by Slavic Orthodox, as my roommate is extremely vocal about his recent conversion? I don't know, because I am not American Orthodox, I am Russian Orthodox, and I don't know. I am debil with this question. Hopefully I can answer your other 2. Sorry. How does Slavic culture view Chinese culture, as I grew up in traditional Chinese household and act like it too? This one I can answer. Because Slavic people, I think like any culture, to be honest, okay, let's be honest with each other, we are racist.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
But the difference between Slavic racism and other cultures being racist is Slavic people, we do not hide our racism, okay? We do not sit around in secret and judge other cultures behind their backs. We talk to you openly, okay? Like I am doing it right now on the internet. No judging behind back, only judging to your face, okay? If I think you're debil, I will tell you debil. If I want to say something racist, I like to think that I say it from a place of love and not ignorance. But look, racism can be very funny sometimes, and it's funny because usually it's true, okay? Slavic people like vodka, Chinese people can't drive because they have hard time seeing. I'm very funny. You get my point. Okay, Elon Zuckerberg, please don't cancel me. Oh my god, I'm gonna get cancelled with the series. However, I can tell you from my point of view, I think Slavic people generally respect Chinese people because, first of all, Russia and China right now are politically, you know, fighting against the country, another country that likes eagles and burgers, but also because Chinese parents and Slavic parents speak the same emotional language. So the parents and the children of the parents understand each other on a deep level. No praise, high expectations. Both Chinese dad and Slavic dad go, "Hey T, debil, why are you not doctor yet? You are blogger? What are you doing in your room? Clean your room, become lawyer, doctor, or you are failure and you have to get out of my house." But Chinese dad says it in a different accent, you know? "Why you no doctor?" Something like this. "If you no become doctor, I give you belt to the asshole." Maybe instead of belt, they put chopstick in the butt. I don't know. Also, people often forget half of Russia is in Asia, okay? So there's a lot of Asian / Chinese, Slavic kind of people. I don't judge. There are Chinese-looking Russian people everywhere, okay? I walk on the street now and I see Chinese-looking person speaking perfect Russian. I don't even blink anymore. I'm like, yeah, makes sense. What I like to do with my Russian-speaking friends, we are speaking Russian to each other. Sometimes we like to talk about people in front of them, you know, there's somebody in front of us, we're like, hey, look at this dalbayob, bля. And they don't know because they don't speak Russian. I learned not to do this in front of like Asian, Korean, Chinese looking people because half the time they are undercover secret Russians. They will karate chop your жопа if you say something like this in front of them. Ты чё, dalbayob, бля, я тебя понимаю.
Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Hi! That karate chop was too Asian because they're Russian. They go, hi, bля. You know, it's scary. Here is very easy racist test to determine if Asian looking person is actually Russian. Come to them and say, hero, dumpling or пельмени. And depending on which ones they choose, you will know if they are пельмени Slavic or dumpling Asian. Also, if they kick your ass because you are being racist, pay attention if they use karate moves like Bruce Lee or Samba-style wrestling like Russian Muslims from UFC. Then you will also know if they are actually Asian or undercover Russian Chinese person. Works every time. This is like new segment. Thank you for watching Harmless Racial Discrimination Tips from Uncle Ivan. Follow for more. Okay, I hope that answers your second question, and your third question is why is it that even though Chinese culture is less harsh than Slavic culture, I don't think this is true, they are both very harsh, especially if you are not a doctor, lawyer, or engineer, then your parents will be very harsh on you, whether you're Slavic or Chinese. American culture is still such a pain to deal with as someone raised Chinese in America, which is the ironic part. Of course, Americans, you know, are debils, no questions asked. So as anybody with a brain, you look around and you see people eating burgers and saying stupid things. You will be like, oh, bоже moj, I want to get out of here. That is why, okay? This is a very easy question. Basically, if you are not debil, the levels of debilism in America are so high that you must wear some kind of protection shield from you, you know? COVID mask is not enough, like I said before. Debilism in America is like very quickly spreading disease, and it is worse than COVID because you cannot protect yourself with mask. You have to have belt with you around all the time. Protect yourself from debil, you know? If you see debilism around you, say, get away, I have belt, bля, I will hit you, debil, and you will be okay, okay. I said okay too many times. I hope this advice helps. Thank you for email. Next. Hi, Uncle Vanya. I am a woman. Too bad. And I genuinely have a question. I am not feminist. I think it has become a flawed ideology, especially since it no longer works the way it was intended. I often see American feminists complain about unequal wages while ignoring the real issues feminism was meant to address, such as women being oppressed or violated. Preach. Tea. This is tea, as they say. I wouldn't say this. Americans would say that. I would never say something so stupid. At the same time, those same women criticize me for not being a feminist and label me as ignorant Middle Eastern woman. They assume my views exist because I am oppressed and have no rights in my country. The truth is that I believe women here have more rights than they think. I mean, they definitely have more rights than in the Middle East. What do you think about feminism, Uncle Vanya? And thank you for your videos. You're welcome. I mean, simple example for these women say that back home, if I was talking to you, I would get, you know, the beat out of me as a woman for expressing my opinion. Here I am allowed to express the opinion, so that is sure, argument over. However, to more accurately answer your question, I am a supporter of the original idea of feminism. You know, women voting, driving, education, safety, legal rights, being allowed to own a potato farm and drive a tractor. Very nice, I like. Great success. Uncle Ivan supports. Even older generation Soviet grandparents would agree with this. Who wouldn't, right? But this modern Americanized version of feminism... Боже мой. This is number one debilism. Let me explain. You see, I think that feminism in the West is no longer about protecting women. It's more about performative Twitter posts and this virtue signaling. Feminists in the West don't care about helping women, they just care about gaining social capital in a world that isn't real. So it's very exploitative, and this is not good. It's a tragedy, really, because there are real feminists. You say you are not feminist, but I'm sure you are. Why wouldn't you be? You are a woman and you should have rights. This is feminism. That's the whole point. I'm sure you are a feminist, the way that I imagine a feminist. Be a supporter of the rights of women. People that aren't real feminists are just bad people. To me, a real feminist is someone who actually cares about women and are not just saying bullshit to get attention on Twitter X Huy X. In modern Western society, unfortunately, these real feminists are literally silenced by these performative feminists who do this like loud version of feminism that isn't real. And I think this genuinely hurts the progress that our society has made towards increasing women's rights. And this is very scary. Also, more importantly, this DEBIL version of feminism has ruined some of my favorite franchises. You know, every good intellectual property is now meant for modern audience and to convey the feminist equality message. And it's ruining good stuff. Star Wars used to be about wars in the stars. Now it has to have a strong black transgender female lead.
Genuine chocolate face. No makeup.
It doesn't matter if she's a good character or not. The small woman main character with no training somehow always beats up big scary men that is like ninja master or Jedi master. Вообще, debilism, I don't know. This is not the point. This is just another negative side effect of like Western feminism. Let's get back to the main idea. Feminists these days are full of contradictions, you know? They complain about the objectification of women and yet they promote OnlyFans, or they are on OnlyFans. Meanwhile, there are real women, as you know, in the Middle East, for example, who genuinely every day have to worry about their own safety, dignity, and not being treated like property. In 2026, this is still a struggle that women face, okay, in the real world, and feminists in this country for some reason forget about that. And if you, as a feminist woman from the Middle East, say to them that this is the reality, and they are not helping to prevent this, they say, no, you don't understand, I can't even, liberal bullshit. You know? Then they tweet about it and try to cancel you. Think about the irony in this. They try to teach you about oppression by silencing you. Progressive. I think women like you in countries like the Middle East, where feminism is still an important issue and women still need to gain a lot more rights before they feel like they are, you know, human members of society. Maybe it's not as bad in Slavic countries, but for sure in Slavic countries also it's a little bit less progressive. I honestly think women like you know, Middle Eastern women, even Slavic women understands this immediately. Because when you hear this blah 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 from like, you know, pink-haired feminists, it's just, it sounds like gibberish and your hunya alarm goes off immediately. And this is why you're emailing me, because it's annoying, I understand, and I empathize with you. You are like the definition of a feminist, you know? Middle Eastern women, Slavic women, they are so strong. Survive wars, bad governments, bad men, bad winters, all while making borscht so their family does not starve. This is the definition of a strong woman, not a woman that shows her body on OnlyFans for 99 cents a month. That is not strength, okay? Strength is what I said before, a strong woman who takes care of her family and survives oppression. These kind of women do not care about Twitter and what you say on Twitter. They care about real human respect and competence. A woman can still be a very successful professional and value family and not have to, I'm sorry for the word, but whore herself out on the internet. She does not need to suggestively post herself online for everybody to see to feel empowered. And she can choose to be a mother and take care of her family instead of being a boss-ass bitch in some kind of financial company. And I think that more women in the West need to understand that this is not only okay, but this is good. Some of these conservative values that people see as oppression are not oppression. They are the most empowering thing possible as a woman. So my advice to you, if these modern feminists call you ignorant, do not listen to them. It's not you that's the problem. It's a good thing. It means that you did not memorize their Western mind control script and you are still thinking for yourself, logically. You are not being debil. I think what people forgot here is that in our cultures, Middle Eastern and Slavic, a strong woman does not have to be a loud woman. Although I know a lot of strong women that are also very, very loud. My wife. My mom. Sorry, I had something in my throat. A real strong, empowered woman does not have to be naked online or cancel somebody on Twitter. She is strong because she handles life and makes her own decisions. And this is what feminism should stand for and promote. You are a woman, so you are a feminist. Fight for your own rights, real rights, not this bullshit debilism rights. Because at the end of the day, the true freedom for a woman or anybody is to decide for yourself what you want. That's it. That's all that matters. To be able to do this is freedom. If you're talking about equality, gender equality, why shouldn't you have the right to think for yourself what you want to do? Why do you have to be told by modern American standards or whatever that this is what empowerment means? Decide for yourself. And that is what you are doing, which is why you are a real feminist and you are not debil. I think that's a very good place to end today's episode. It was really good. This is one of my favorite episodes I've ever done. Honestly, it might get me cancelled. We talked about being gay, we talked about feminism, and we talked about racism towards Chinese or whatever, but I love it. I think everything came from a positive place. We talk about these things and we are everything. We have every sexuality, every gender, every culture. We are coming together, making these jokes and talking about life, okay? Why would you cancel us? We are racist. Everything here is supportive, positive community, okay? This is an example of why you should have freedom of speech and you should have feminism and you should have all this stuff without being stupid about it and canceling people. This is great, guys. Thank you for the emails. If you are debil and you want help in the next episode, message me here and I will help you. And as always, the most important thing is don't be debil.